So I was just thinking of just actually today about just how content is made nowadays, and just thinking about a lot of things and how it's easy to kind of fit into the niche and the boxes of like putting you along with the other. And I just kind of was thinking, like, what makes somebody's contents just stand out, you know? I think what makes somebody's content stand out is they push boundaries that are not normal, you know. And I believe like a lot of creatives now are sort of in that boat where they're pushing boundaries, some in a negative way and some in a positive way, you know. And also, like, being a creative myself, I always try to find new ways to create stuff, even if I'm just like following under or looking at some inspo, you know, about how things have been done before, but then at the same time not afraid of doing it and then doing it my way and pushing that boundary, you know what I'm saying? So like this is actually a new idea, the random thoughts, and I believe, you know, this is sort of pushing a boundary for me because I'm exposing some underlying thoughts that I have myself every day, you know, for myself every day. And I believe that this is a healthy way, like a way, like a therapy session. Like I'm having a conversation with you while you're like in my mind, you know? But, and I know a lot of things, like, okay, for me personally, I create videos, but I do it not just for myself. I do it for people underage, and I do it for people like around my age. But ultimately I create my art for God. I'm a Christian. I am a Christian creative, and a lot of times people try to put that in a box, but, you know, not to say that my art is mainly like, oh, you just Christian, like you just pushing. And it's like, no, like I ain't trying to push Christ down nobody's throat in that way. I'm just doing me, and I want to do it and set a standard and like say, hey, you can be different while still creating, you know what I'm saying? For one, God is the creator himself. So if he's creative and I'm supposed to be a believer of him and I'm linked to him in spirit, I mean, I should be creative too. Like I have access to that creativity because he created the whole world. You know, this is what I believe. You know, not everybody believe what I believe, but I believe that, like I said in the last video, that God shares art with us to depict emotions and, you know, how he feels and how we see the world. So I think that's one thing. And like, just for me, what helps me stand out, I know like there's some ways that I stand out. I know one of the videos I've done before was the booty sweat, and I know it's ridiculous, but for me that was pushing a boundary because I don't really like to, you know, go all wild like and just say just stupid stuff on camera, but at the same time, like, I'm not afraid to just be wacky, you know. And that was another, you know, thing that I believe that really kind of just helped me to establish more of like who I am as a creative. And like another thing, like for me personally, I don't like to curse in my videos. I don't like to use derogatory terms. I don't, you know, if I say, especially if I say I create for God, you know, I want to be able to set the example for that. You know, I want to be able to show you that, you know, there are people that can make content that are cool and don't have to like curse or act a fool or burn people up or nothing like that. So like those are some ways that I believe I stand out as a creative personally. And like really the random thought is like, how do you create your content? You know, like that's the random question, like thought question of our thought process right now. Is just, how do you make your content stand out, you know? And I was looking at an interview with Montel Fish and Ecclesia. If I said his name wrong, please correct me in the comments. And he was just talking about how, like, and I mentioned boundaries of how, you know, being an artist for God, but at the same time, like taking it and incorporating different cultures and not being afraid to push that boundary of like, oh man, you should only create art this way. And I think that's what's, you know, crazy, is that, you know, with art, people tell us we should do videos this way, or we should do music this way, and it's like, but isn't being a creative all about expressing and experimenting, you know? And that's what I think that's what I think the box comes in to, where people is like, you know, oh man, I'm trying to stay out of the box because people, or just different organizations, or just people in general, try to put our creative processes in a literally in a confined, like, this is only your boundaries. And I believe that as a creative, you should go surpass it, go past your limits, because your limits, you know, going past your limits can actually be your breakthrough. Like, and doing things, you know, I'm not saying go jump off a building or nothing like that. I'm saying like, go and do something different with your content, you know, music, painting, videos, I mean, all of it. Like, just try something different. You know, even it's an artist, Kelis. She was the singer that brought Milkshake, the song, the famous pop culture song Milkshake. And I know me and my brother Nova Luxurious was talking about this. You know, he was like, you know, what I love about her is that she's a true creative. Like, she not only does music, and she cooks. She's in the culinary. She got a culinary degree. She runs clothing, I think, and some other things. And that just brings up my next thought, like, why do we have to just be limited to just one? Like, we don't have to be limited. Now, you know, within the primary thing we create, like, we can always incorporate different art forms. Heck, even ask other people to bring it in together, you know? And that's why I love just about nowadays, like, watching like different YouTubers, how they just incorporate all this stuff from different people, but it's still their own, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's what makes their content their content. And so that's why I want to say to you who's watching, you know, if you're in this space where it's like, well, I want to be different, but I don't know how to be different, and I don't want to be like with everybody else, or, you know what I'm saying? Well, here, listen to what I'm saying. Don't try to be different if you already are, because you are different. Everybody's unique in their own way. And so that's where you just gotta just go and just find what you like, do what you like, and continuously to do it. If nobody pays attention at first, that's fine. Just continue to do it. If you don't like it, you're free to change it, you know? And again, like, that's how you create your content. So I know this is a little more peppy, random thoughts today. I'm sorry that the last one was very depressive or depressing, sort of sad or mellow. I'm gonna say that. And I really wasn't. I was just reflecting. So again, if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to this channel. Ultimately, thank you for every support, every like, every watch, every view, and all that. So more videos coming to you soon. The Creative Podcast is coming, so make sure you pay attention, and I'll drop that soon. So y'all have a good one. Comment below also, like, what do you like to create? You know, what do you think? I want to know.